Welcome to On Record, where every word matters on High Impact 102.1 FM. I am Olumide Shokoya. Of course, on the program, we discuss actions, inactions of government, ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as business and health affairs that shape our worldview. Now, the program also encapsulates personalities and institutions that make decisions that affect the lives of the people, one way or the other. And of course, we avail you, our listener, the opportunity of calling into the program and ask questions from our guest on the topic of discussion for the day. So once again, welcome to On Record, where every word matters. Now, understanding the link between snoring and obstructive sleep apnea, also known as OSA, is critical for identifying and addressing the potential health risk associated with sleep-related breathing disorders. Now, while snoring is a common condition caused by the vibration of the throat tissues when airflow is partially blocked during sleep, it can sometimes indicate a more serious underlying issue like OSA. Now, unlike regular snoring, OSA involves repeated episodes where the airway becomes completely or partially blocked, now leading to temporary pauses in breathing. Now, these interruptions can last for several seconds, causing oxygen levels to drop and prompting the brain to briefly wake the individual, resulting in disrupted or poor quality sleep. Now, the connection between snoring and OSA is particularly important because the symptoms often overlap, making it challenging to differentiate between simple snoring and a more serious sleeping disorder. Now, OSA is typically characterized by loud snoring followed by moments of silence when breathing stops, and then gasping or choking sounds as the person resumes normal breathing. Now, these patterns of disrupted breathing can lead to fragmented sleep, excessive daytime drowsiness, and a host of other health problems. Now, if left untreated, OSA can increase the risk of serious conditions such as high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Now, it also affects cognitive functions, mood, and overall quality of life, making early recognition and intervention crucial. Now, diagnosing and managing the relationship between snoring and OSA involves a thorough evaluation, which may include sleep studies to monitor breathing patterns and sleep stages. Now, lifestyle modification such as weight management, reducing alcohol consumption, and adjusting sleep position can significantly reduce symptoms for some people. Now, for those with moderate to severe OSA, continuous positive airway pressure machines are often recommended to keep airways open during sleep. Other options include oral appliances and, in certain cases, surgical interventions. Understanding the underlying causes and appropriate treatment is vital for improving the health outcomes of those affected, ensuring better sleep quality, and reducing the risk associated with this potentially life-threatening conditions. Now, while we go on a break, we'll open the phone lines. That's 0700 1021 1021, 0700 1021 1021. And in the meantime, you can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. 0907 224 5018. We're also live on YouTube and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at High Impact 102.1 FM. You can also watch us live on High Impact TV on Nikonsat 42 degree east. We'll take a breather here now and return to begin the conversation. Stay tuned.
If it's public opinion, expert analysis,
join us every day at High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
I just want to be yeah.
Wake up! Get ready to start your day off right with the most exciting breakfast show.
Join us every weekday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. for the best mix of news updates, weather forecasts, trending stories, and fun.
Oh, yeah.
Our dynamic hosts, Sarah Owusu Ansa, Olumide Shokoya, and Vivian Oguche will keep you entertained and informed with the latest updates, trending topics, and hilarious banter.
Play exciting games, win amazing prizes, and enjoy special guest interviews. So set your alarm clocks and tune into High Impact TV for the ultimate breakfast show experience.
Don't miss out on the fun. The Breakfast Cafe, starting your day off right.
Tease your taste buds from a world of delectable choices. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
High Impact Radio 102.1 FM. The future is now.
Something big is in town. Something powerful and majestic. A mammoth creation destined to become a legend by all who encounter it. High Impact Planet. Nigeria's biggest family theme park with facilities designed for friends, families, or large groups under a relaxing atmosphere. Be welcomed by wowing displays of animatronics, thrill out with realistic arcade games, or enjoy a number of thrilling heart-racing park rides. Experience the 5D and 12D cinemas and challenge your mates with bumper cars and go-kart races. Don't forget to slide into the ice rink or simply take time out to enjoy a pizza at our delightful restaurant and dessert spot or at the exquisite club lounge. High Impact Planet, 12 Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Ibafo, opposite MFM Prayer City. Visit high-impactplanet.com for details and inquiries. Fun just got real.
Foment, foment, foment.
into the heart of action. Welcome to Sport Hub, where passion meets unparalleled excitement.
Mainu, oh, what a goal! The MMA champion!
Get set for the adrenaline rush of a lifetime as we bring to you the hottest highlight, the biggest stories, interviews, and the most thrilling moment from the world of sport. No matter what your favorite sport is, we've got you covered. From football to basketball, tennis, boxing, Formula One, and everything in between, we bring you the best from around the globe. Join us every Monday, 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Wednesday and Friday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. on High Impact Television on Nicontat 42 degree East. Sport Hub, the heart of action.
Welcome to the high side of Join us every day at High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Mommy, I just want to be yeah.
Do you know bad production can kill a great content idea?
Do you want to have a photo shoot, audio production, or do you need a professional voiceover artist?
Do you simply want unmatched cinematography, video production, or just event coverage, such as weddings, birthdays, or burials?
Or do you need a space for meetings or conferences? All these are possible with High Impact Studios. Don't bring down your creativity, let's help you take it high.
And out of this world with our state-of-the-art equipment and first-class studio space.
We give you the quality you deserve at the best rate.
For more details, call 0706 393 5694 or 0915 958 1881. High Impact Studios, the future.
Wake up! Get ready to start your day off right with the most exciting breakfast show.
Join us every weekday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. for the best mix of news updates, weather forecasts, trending stories, and fun.
Oh yeah!
Our dynamic hosts, Sarah Owusu Ansa, Olumide Shokoya, and Vivian Oguche will keep you entertained and informed with the latest updates, trending topics, and hilarious banter.
Play exciting games, win amazing prizes, and enjoy special guest interviews. So set your alarm clocks and tune into High Impact TV for the ultimate breakfast show experience.
Don't miss out on the fun. The Breakfast Cafe, starting your day off right.
Tease your taste buds from a world of delectable choices. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
Impact Radio 102.1 FM. The future.
On the record where every word matters on High Impact 102.1 FM. Don't forget we are also live on YouTube and on X at High Impact 102.1 FM. Also, you can watch us live on High Impact TV, Nikonsat 42 degree east. Now, to join the conversation, you can call 0700 1021 1021, 0700 1021 1021. You can send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018, 0907 224 5018. The topic of our discussion today is an interesting one, and I plead your indulgence. It is understanding the link between snoring and obstructive sleep apnea. And joining us via phone call is Dr. Sonny Olukunle Phillips. He is a public health specialist. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, everyone. Great to be here.
Thank you very much for joining this program. All right, let's swing into action. Let's kick the ball rolling. Now, what psychological mechanism can lead to the occurrence of snoring, and how does these mechanism differ in individuals with obstructive sleep apnea?
Okay, thank you, and once again, great to be here. I guess the question has to do with what are the physiological situations that result in snoring, and how does this play out in obstructive sleep apnea. So, with snoring, it's a lesser issue because it's just the soft portion of our throat, upper portion of our throat and the back of our mouth that occasionally gets to obstruct the airway when we are sleeping. So it's recognized with that rhythmic sound that is sustained, and over the period that obstruction is maintained. It's usually not life-threatening, except if it becomes very chronic, but we all know it can be a major issue if you have a bed mate, and that person also can be deprived of a blissful night's rest. So that's snoring. Obstructive sleep apnea is a more severe condition in which you may have a portion of the entire airway collapse on itself to fully or completely obstruct and block air inflow into the lungs, and there may be cessation of breath and other issues resulting in oxygen deprivation to organs of the body.
All right, thank you very much. Now, if you could differentiate further, or how can one differentiate whether he or she is just snoring or he or she has obstructive sleep apnea?
Okay, good. So for snoring, it is typically just snoring. The noise or the sound is disturbing. Typically, the patient or whoever is snoring doesn't get, he is enjoying his sleep, but the sound is there. The sound doesn't wake him up. He's having his rest, except for people who are nearby and then get to know that this sound is disturbing. However, with obstructive sleep apnea, you have a situation where the snoring occurs loudly for a while, and then when the complete obstruction of the airway occurs, the individual has to gasp. Like they will experience a choking feeling and have to gasp gasp for breath. So that is far beyond just snoring. So there will be loud snoring sustained for a while, and when that obstruction, the narrowing is what is resulting in the snoring, loud snoring. When that narrowing is complete and there is full cessation of breath intake or air intake, then there will be gasping for breath, which typically should wake up that individual from sleep, and then you really is associated with significant discomfort.
All right, so I have two questions, or both questions. You can answer it together. What are the symptoms, or what causes it? Who are those that are prone to snoring or obstructive sleep apnea? Is it some certain type of people, certain age range, or is it that anyone can snore, or anyone can even have obstructive sleep apnea?
Okay, so snoring, excuse me, please.
Yes.
Snoring will typically be a situation where you have maybe the sleeping position, the tongue falls back to the back, or you have some maybe an endowed set of soft tissue in the upper part of the throat, which occasionally, depending on how the individual position himself to sleep, results in that sustained rhythmic sound that we all call snoring. However, with sleep apnea, it is, like I said earlier, it is far more significant. And it may be anything that could cause a collapse or a total obstruction of the airway while the individual is asleep. It could be a nerve issue, it could be a soft issue, it could be an obstruction from a growth near that tract that compresses when the individual is sleeping. So anything that will now completely obstruct that airway. It could be severe obesity, where there's so much accumulation of fat around the neck region that will obstruct the airway while the individual is asleep. So the issue varies far more for obstructive apnea than for snoring.
All right, thank you very much. Quickly, before we go on a break, I'd like us to look at some myth and some fact. So it's been said, or some people have said, that stress could also cause people to snore, alcohol consumption, and all that. So, what's your take on this?
Snoring, we don't typically want. Snoring is a soft issue. If you have, maybe, at times there are body parts that in some individuals are more endowed than in some individuals. For example, if the soft tissue in your throat, behind the back, things like your uvula is more endowed, it could predispose that individual to snoring. But with obstructive sleep apnea, it's far more than that, like I've repeated. Yeah.
So stress doesn't cause people to snore or have obstructive?
No.
What about alcohol consumption?
The challenge of obstructive sleep apnea that will now lead to stress, because the individual is not having the desired rest. So he sleeps through the night and he has to gasp for breath several times. So the sleep is not comforting, it's not refreshing. So facing the challenge of the next day becomes stressful because he has not had a good night rest.
All right, thank you very much. But before we progress further, let's quickly go on a short break. And when we come back, we'll continue with the program. Welcome back to On Record, where every word matters, on High Impact 102.1 FM. To join the conversation, you can call 0700 1021 1021, 0700 1021 1021, or you can send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224-5018. 0907-224-5018. We are live on YouTube and on X at High Impact 22.1 FM, and you can watch us live on High Impact TV on Nikonsat 42 degree east. We're still discussing the topic, understanding the link between snoring and obstructive sleep. That's sleep apnea. That's OSA, with Dr. Sonny Olukunle Phillips. He is a public health specialist. Now, coming back to Nigeria now, how equipped is Nigeria's healthcare infrastructure to address and manage obstructive sleep apnea, particularly in terms of diagnostic accessibility and, of course, treatment options?
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so the challenge is, even before you even go to the health facilities, the challenge is even equipping the individuals for people to be able to spot it, both the sufferer and even the folks around him. That's even where it starts from. Are you waking up repeatedly, gasping for breath through the night? Then you know, on consistent basis, and next day you are not really feeling you because you've not rested. You are still falling asleep through the day and all that. So it might be a reason to want to see a Medicare provider. Typically, if you get to any healthcare facilities, recognized, qualified and quality-driven healthcare facilities, the healthcare providers should be able to do some initial assessment, taking the history, doing some initial investigations, oxygen saturation and the rest. But when it comes to specialty care, of course, we have pulmonologists that can administer such care in country across many tertiary institutions. So I believe we have the resources. The challenge is many people don't know. Many people that have driven themselves to death, lone accidents, or even became a risk to other road users. Some that have suffered chronic obstructive sleep apnea. They haven't been having good night rest, and they are sleeping on the steering and the rest. So the country, I must say, if we triage the client appropriately, it should be able to get the desired care from the system on ground.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, you just, as you were landing, you mentioned sleeping on the steering. So which brings me to my next question. What are the systemic health consequences of untreated obstructive sleep apnea?
Okay, so a lot. Once you think of the body system being deprived of oxygen on a sustained basis, on a chronic basis, so then you can tie it to several organs of the body. Stress comes in really handy. There may be some brain issue, the deterioration of brain function as the prolonged deprivation of oxygen sets in. Heart and blood vessel issues also comes up because of the same issue. Hypertension is another typical occurrence for people that have suffered chronic obstructive sleep apnea. Obesity, these are all things related to poor oxygen saturation of the body, and then at the metabolic phase, they show up in several other forms of diseases.
All right, thank you very much. I know earlier on you kept on hammering on sleep position, so I'd like us to dig deeper into that. Discuss the relationship between sleep position and the frequency of obstructive events in patients with mild, to severe obstructive sleep apnea.
Okay, so with severe obstructive sleep apnea, it may have little to do with sleep position. It may be more organic issues related to the structure of the airway, the integrity of the airway. So it's beyond just sleep position. Though as part of treatment, adopting some, depending on the cause that has been discovered to be causing that obstructive sleep apnea, a more conducive sleep position may be prescribed as part of the treatment. But for severe obstructive sleep apnea, it's beyond just positioning. With snoring, of course, sleeping on the back at times promote it when the tongue falls back and then begins to obstruct the pathway. But that with snoring, it's not the regular feature you will see or the main cause of an obstructive sleep apnea. It's more organic, adds several other causes that may even be directly linked to the integrity of the airway and the pathway through which we breathe in.
All right. Now, in the case of snoring, are there any methods, self-help, DIY techniques that one can apply, exercises?
Yeah. Typically, you'll notice if someone is snoring by your side, mere changing positions, sleeping on the side, might just immediately correct it. Weight loss is also a good one. Exercising is also good because if you exercise, the integrity of your airway is strengthened. And then if you notice that if you lie on your back, whoever is near you complains that you are snoring. So just change the position and make sure you don't take position that promotes it. That's for snoring with relation to positioning while asleep.
All right, so let's look at the impact of obesity. Now, describe the impact of obesity and neck circumference on the risk of developing obstructive sleep apnea. And of course, what are the anatomical changes, or what anatomical changes contribute to this risk?
That's I don't know if that is very, very relevant for a very public health awareness program on the radio, but just to run through some basics. So when we breathe into our nostril. We also occasionally breathe in through our mouth.
Yes.
There are structures behind our, starting from behind our mouth, your epiglottis, and going through the trachea into the bronchi. They need their integrity to remain, just like you have any pipe. You need the pipe to be strong to maintain the space in it. But if you have a situation where the pipe falls on itself because it's now so weak, it will obstruct. If you have a situation where something grows within the pipe to occlude the space within the pipe, an obstruction will take place. If you have something growing from outside this pipe but can compress from outside the pipe to press it down till it occludes, an obstruction will take place. So those would be the easy one that a member of the public should be able to relate with.
All right, thank you very much. Now, so what surgical options exist for treating severe obstructive sleep apnea, and what are the success rates and potential risk of these intervention?
Okay, so sincerely, because the causes varies, they vary a lot, and there is better. We don't even talk of treatment options on a public health awareness program, so that people don't begin to talk of, okay, maybe I can do this, and they can fall victim of quacks. I would suggest, if anyone notices that, or you have someone that gasps for sleep during sleep, gasps for breath during sleep, and you've noticed that consistently, get them into medical care, in a medical center. The process will follow its natural course within the system. If it's something that can be taken care of based on the history and then the initial preliminary laboratory workup, if it's something that can be treated in the general outpatient, it will be so addressed. If it's something that will require a pulmonologist, I know a general practitioner will make the necessary referral, and that person will receive the desired care. So it might not be helpful to be going into the details on a public health awareness program so that people don't misuse the information.
All right, so I want to really ask this question. Can obstructive sleep apnea, can it lead to any cardiovascular complications, and how?
Yes, we've said that. Yes, we've said that because if you deprive, even your the heart muscle that pumps blood around us, around our body parts, also at its own blood vessel. So if what is the one of the essence of having blood convey around our body, so that the oxygen we get from the air can be transferred and distributed across all our body parts, including the heart muscle. So if you begin to have a situation where oxygen don't get to be delivered to the muscles of the heart, it will begin to malfunction. If it malfunctions, we begin to talk about heart failure. If it malfunctions, we begin to talk about irregular beats of the heart called arrhythmias. If it malfunctions, it can transfer to the blood vessel, leaving it, resulting in hypertension and other cardiovascular lesions.
All right, thank you very much. Now, so let's try and address this. Let's try and look for solutions. So, what improvement could be made within Nigeria's healthcare system to, 1, create awareness, 2, enhance the diagnosis, and 3, the treatment of obstructive sleep apnea?
Okay, like I said earlier, of course, this kind of programs are a good step in the right direction. The more people know, the more things they have taken lightly or things they were not really considering, they may have an awakening and then take the right step of visiting a care center. The other thing will be that, okay, the necessary materials for that initial workup, your pulse oximeter, depending on the situation, those materials are made available at the health facilities as part of the initial workup of the patient. There should be access to laboratory analysis. We want to see what is the oxygen saturation of the blood and some other things. There are less administrative facilities because we also want to see the lungs and see the trachea and see the windpipe, as it were, from the mouth down to the lungs. And let there be an adequate number of specialists who can attend to those kind of special cases that cannot be addressed at the general medical practice level.
All right, so I want to ask, what type of specialists do you go and see for this kind of cases?
What type of what?
Specialist. You know, we have different doctors.
Pulmonologists. The people who are particularly focused on the lungs.
Okay.
We can start off with people who are focused ENT. Ears, nose, and throat.
Okay.
So it depends on what the general practitioner sees in his own initial assessment that will now determine who he will refer the client to.
All right, thank you very much. I think we've really exhausted. This is a safe place to learn. Thank you very much for the impactful knowledge you have given us. We do hope to hear from you again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All the best. Yeah.
All right, so we have been discussing understanding the link between snoring and obstructive sleep apnea with Dr. Sonny Olukunle Phillips. He is a public health specialist, and I must say it has been an eye-opener and it's been an impactful conversation. This is where we round off the program on record, where every word matters. Many thanks for tuning in, and many thanks for the producers and everyone who made this show possible. Let's do this again tomorrow, same time, same station, High Impact 102.1 FM. Keep watching High Impact TV on Nikon Sat 42 degree east. I am Olumide Shukoya. Good morning.